The female leopard trailed behind, her tongue hanging out, her breath short, her coat dulled by dust. At last, in the heart of the parched savannah, a tiny pool shimmered like a mirage in the wasteland. Both leopards darted forward, crouched at the water's edge, and lapped up the cool, vital liquid. Yesterday's fleeting rain now served as a lifeline in the brutal heat. The male leopard lifted his head warily, scanning the surroundings while the female drank deeply. Briefly secure, they settled by the pool, resting in quiet stillness. Unbeknownst to them, danger slunk closer, silent and stealthy. A massive rock python over 3 meters long emerged from the scrub, its tongue flicking to taste the air. The earth quivered faintly with its movement, scales glinting like polished stone in the fierce sunlight. The female leopard caught a rustle and turned, her eyes curious. Unafraid, she padded toward the python, sniffing its coiled body. The python froze, its head swaying slightly in warning, but the female playfully circled it. Abruptly, she nipped its tail and released it, as if teasing in a reckless game. The python tensed, its muscular coils tightening in defense. The male leopard growled low, sensing danger, but the female, engrossed, ignored the threat. Provoked, the python struck, its body surging forward, wrapping the female in a crushing embrace. She shrieked, trapped in the snake's relentless coils. Her jaws snapped, fangs useless as she thrashed. The python tightened its grip, her breaths fading to faint gasps. The male leopard roared in fury, circling, desperate to act, but wary of the snake's power. He clawed and bit at its scales, only tightening the deadly hold. The female's eyes flared wide, then dimmed, pain overtaking her. The male's desperate roars echoed across the plain, a plea for aid. His mate's fading form drew a pained snarl from him. The python, unyielding, squeezed to claim its prey. Then, the roar reached 2 rangers patrolling nearby. Clara Voss and Mateo Ruiz drove a jeep through the sparse woodland, tracking wildlife signs. "Hear that?" Clara asked, ear cocked against the breeze. Mateo nodded, gripped the wheel, and sped toward the sound. They arrived to see the female leopard ensnared by the python, the male roaring fiercely. Mateo leapt out, shouting for Clara to grab the prod and medical kit from the jeep. The male leopard retreated slightly but stayed near as if begging for help. Clara assessed, "We need to break the coils now or she's gone." They approached cautiously, making noise and prodding the snake's body. The python hissed, but their resolve forced it to loosen its grip. Mateo targeted its neck, pressing to free the leopard. Clara lifted the heavy coils off her body. The male leopard watched, tense but non-aggressive. After intense minutes, the python released her and slithered away, spent. The female lay still, legs trembling, unable to rise. Clara checked her breathing. Mateo prepped a syringe and kit. They found a faint pulse. Her heart held on, giving hope. Mateo cleaned the choke marks on her flank, while Clara inserted a breathing tube and readied a shot. With no time to lose, Mateo injected a stimulant to boost her circulation. Clara dabbed water on her mouth, urging her fragile life to stir. They waited in silence under the blazing sun, amid the wild's heavy breaths. A twitch in her hind leg sparked relief in both. Clara stepped back, watching for signs of recovery. Mateo murmured, "The medicine's kicking in." The male leopard edged closer, nuzzling his mate's face to rouse her. Her eyes flickered open, dazed, as if lost in what had happened. Clara, relieved, kept her distance to avoid stress. The female panted, then rested, gathering strength. Mateo glanced at his watch, nodding. It was time to go. "She'll make it," he said, his gaze softening. Clara packed the gear, and they returned to the jeep. They paused, watching the leopards with quiet fondness. The jeep roared to life, heading back into the woodland to resume their patrol. The rescue's weight lingered in their hearts. The female leopard rose slowly, aching but alive, haven't cheated death. The male stayed close, tracking her every step. The two moved from the pool, leaving a tangle of prints in the dust. They paused, grooming each other, a silent bond in the wild. In the amber evening light, their spotted coats glowed gold. Though too weak to hunt, they had each other, alive. The python was gone, but its memory would haunt the female forever. They headed for the woodland's shade, seeking shelter as night fell. The pool stilled, its water mirroring the crimson sky. Nature gives and takes, cruel yet just. Such is the law of the rugged Vumbi savannah. Here, tales of survival and devotion are etched. Clara and Mateo returned to their outpost, logging the day's events. "We saved her, Mateo," Clara said, removing her cap with a smile. Mateo nodded. A day to remember, not just duty, but something profound. The Vumbi savannah sees days where life hangs in the balance. Thanks to rangers like Clara and Mateo, wild creatures get second chances. The snake's marks will fade, but the leopard's bond endures. In harsh nature, a small act can shift fate. The leopard pair presses on, quietly, stronger than ever. The Vumbi writes another chapter of wild resilience. A new day dawns, fiery and hopeful.